EastEnders actress Lacey Turner returned to EastEnders last week as her character Stacey Slater came back to Albert Square after being in hiding from the Mitchells. Now, in real life, Lacey had been on maternity leave after having her baby Dusty with husband Matt. But her return is set to be short-lived, as Lacey has announced she is pregnant again. And some fans have expressed their disappointment. And actually, a third of our viewers say that they felt judged for taking a second maternity leave. Now, Baroness Brady is still with us. What do you think of all this, Karren?
Well, firstly, congratulations to her on the birth of her first child and having a second. I saw some research the other day that 11% of new mothers feel so dismissed or made compulsory redundant when others in their workplace aren't, or feel so poorly treated that they end up leaving their job. And that costs 54,000 women a year their careers. But I think the biggest barrier to women furthering their careers is high quality, affordable childcare. And that absolutely has to be a priority for all working mothers. And as someone famously said, on the basis that all women give birth to all the taxpayers in the world, give us a break, please.
Yeah, it's something that successive governments have never really got right, I don't think. But you know, this story, at the end of the day, it was an unexpected pregnancy anyway. So is she supposed to have a termination because of a few morons on Twitter? You know, the world is ticking over because women are having babies, using the ovaries, having these babies that we need for, you know, population boom. And, you know, cut them some slack. Yeah. I get it if you run a small business and you have somebody that is repeatedly just coming back for a minute and then getting pregnant, it's difficult. But you know what? In the end of the day, you just have to suck it up because, you know, that's what women do. We have babies, we come back, and as Karren said, we shouldn't have to lose that career or have to step out of that career when we're doing something that nature intended us to do.
Yeah, but, well, Carol, how do you feel about this? Because obviously you haven't had children yourself.
No.
Do you get fed up about women that can have a year off?
No, I don't. No, look, I'm not criticising women for having children. Absolutely, I love them, and I've always said that because it means that I don't have to. So it's great. All these women having kids and babies is brilliant. Carrying on the population, fantastic. You're doing great work. But what used to annoy me when I had a job, like a proper job, when people would go off and have a year off on maternity leave and then maybe another one with another baby, and I would think, you know, where's my year off? Why can't I have a year off to you know, nurture my own baby? Maybe I want to write a book. Maybe I want to go travelling, you know, when we used to be allowed to go travelling. All of those things. I would have loved to have been able to do that, but I'm not allowed to, obviously, because I'm not having a baby. So I have to, you know, used to have to step up my workload and make up for people who work. And don't look, I'm not criticising women for having kids. Get that right. I'm not at all. But I do think some equality is required.
What do you think of that, Karren?
Well, I would say this, that having a family and bringing up children is much harder, because I've done both, than actually going to work. There's no such thing as a year off. It is exhausting. You're the entertainment manager, the chef, the taxi driver. You know, you're doing everything in your power, often very unappreciated. But there you are, providing all the support, and some people are trying to work, and actually statutory maternity pay is not really enough to keep you going through that period, but you have to take it, because unless you have very understanding grandparents or a lot of money to afford childcare, you have no choice but to take it and try to pick the pieces up when you go back to your career. So please, Carol, don't see it as a year off. It's damn hard work.
Well, actually, Brenda, you of course were single parent.
I've been on both sides. When I was a single mother, it was important to me, and I had to go back to work in order to afford. But I've also been, when I was an accounts payable manager, I was on the other side of interviewing people for jobs, and there was a bit of stigma of, oh, don't necessarily go with her because she might have a baby and leave, and then you've got to train somebody up. And I went against that. I always went against that grain because I think everybody deserves to have that opportunity to get themselves back on the breadline if they choose to. And I also do believe that there should be more done for childcare in the workplace.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I think
Absolutely.
was not there for me, somebody who wanted to go back to work. But interestingly enough, the statistics are there's only 1% of couples that are given the option to share responsibility where the women... the woman or the man or the partner that actually take that up. So, you know, we can put that out.
It's 1% of dads that take that up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think, though, that's the woman being her own worst enemy? I think a lot of the time the women just say, no, I want this time at home with the baby, and they don't want to share the well,
there's not really that much choice as well for a lot of men. For you know, you get mum and baby groups. You don't get as much dad and baby groups. I think there should be, as Carol said, equality with everything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, anyway, moving. Oh, next. I know you're about to go, Karren, but next part we're talking about nicknames. Come on, I know you're bound to have a nickname for Alan Sugar.
Happy.
Oh, we know that's a lie,
nice.
but very well done, Karren. And thank you so much for joining us today, Karren.
Oh, it's so lovely to see you, ladies. I miss you guys. I hope to see you.
Hopefully next time it'll be in the studio with us, which would be great. Thanks, Karren.
Definitely.